All this week, CNN is running a special series called Champions for Change, featuring charities we think are doing spectacular work. I chose Runway to Hope. It's founded by Mark and Josie Nijame of Orlando, Florida. Runway is dedicated to raising money to help fight pediatric cancer in a very special way. They bring together thousands of people in the community for a fashion show starring the children. Pediatric cancer is particularly tragic because it attacks the most vulnerable and innocent. But I learned that these kids aren't victims. They're fighters, no matter what their age.
Let's make it more butterfly after we squish it more.
At 3 years old, it's hard to imagine anyone more innocent than Elena.
She is so full of life. She's a talker. She doesn't ever stop talking, even when it was the worst. You know, she's always smiling.
Elena's mom, Jenny, is a pediatric nurse.
1, 2, 3.
She and her husband, Ron, started noticing bruises on Elena, then became alarmed on a family vacation.
She bumped into a wall and immediately her whole head just went black and blue, like within 30 seconds. We had gone to take her to the doctor and they drew her blood and he looked at the slide and he said, "I don't have to tell you what this is. You know that this is leukemia." So she gets chemo every single day.
Now we're just gonna give it some juice.
That's not cute.
She also has IV chemo once a month.
A lot of times as a parent and as a mom and a dad, your first concern is like, what can I do to fix it? And there's nothing I could have done.
But Mark and Josie Nijame decided there was something they could do. 7 years ago, they launched Runway to Hope, a charity that raises money for pediatric cancer, for research, new technologies, and to help families with needed cash.
You can't appreciate what they go through until you see it, and then you still are not experiencing it. So you do the best you can to empathize. So many families are in economic chaos anyway. It's hard to balance their budgets and their checkbooks and their bank accounts and all that. And so it really, the dynamics are just something you never really can imagine until you see it and experience it. And that's why the dollars do make a difference.
One of the scariest things about childhood cancer is it's so random. One day you're learning to walk.
Your arms up, right?
The next you're fighting for your life. I met Grayson Zrilak at Florida Hospital when he came in for a radiation treatment.
What is up, guys? Grayson here.
He's got his own YouTube channel, loves video games, and most of all, baseball.
Come on, Grayson!
His cancer came out of nowhere.
I was like, Mom, there's this giant lump on my neck. It's like a lump the size of a golf ball. And she's like, oh my goodness. So we went to the ER. And they said, hey, you have Hodgkin's lymphoma type of cancer. My mom and dad like, So it was a really big shock for me because I thought, oh my, this is not good.
Grayson taught me a lot about friendship.
My friend Caden, when I go to his house, he makes me smile every day. He's just the best friend that I could ever have.
Wow. That makes you love him, right?
He's just the best.
You're a pretty cool kid, man. Thank you. You all right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's dealing with this awful thing, and what he cherished the most in life was friendship. It really sort of touched my soul in a way, because all he wants is just a friend. He wants human contact. And I became his friend in that moment. Grayson just celebrated his last radiation treatment. But survivors always fear their cancer could come back. That's what happened to Hannah Harger. She was diagnosed with Wilms tumor, a kidney cancer, when she was just 21 months old. Then 8 years later, she relapsed. News from Hannah's doctor hit hard.
I remember her talking to me and not hearing a word she said. The mouth is moving. I see the emotions and not connecting the two. And they repeated, it's back. And at that point, I was on the ground. Literally on the ground.
But as powerful and deadly as cancer can be, no one gives up without a fight.
You have 2 minutes to cry, 2 minutes to feel sorry for yourself, and then you have no time but to get to your child, explain it, wrap your arms around them, and then it's game on.
Game on.
Yeah.
Hannah finished her chemo and is waiting for her first scan.
I feel great because all my energy's back and I can just run around and play.
We talk about these kids and their parents being warriors.
Each year, Runway brings together local leaders and celebrities for a fashion show starring the children.
We do over $1 million a night when we have our big event, and we'll have 160 kids walking the runway tonight, and we'll have about 2,400 guests.
5,000. Go ahead, 6.
The millions raised by Runway have helped Orlando's 3 pediatric hospitals fund a brain tumor program, end-of-life care, and a new pediatric oncology unit. Even direct aid to struggling families to help with monthly bills.
Everyday working people just, living their lives, and then cancer happens, and all of a sudden there's all these bills, and there's not enough money. And what do you do? Because your sole purpose is to take care of your child.
To the children, Runway to Hope is a chance to party, to put on fancy clothes, to get their hair and makeup done, and to do what makes them happy. This is the Runway to Hope, where they all get on stage and they walk the runway and they shuffle stuff. And you can just see, their confidence building. They get closer and closer to the stage, and then once they get out there, they get all excited.
Up next, our friend and fellow co-host Don Lemon, anchor of CNN Tonight. He is walking Grayson and Hannah.
It's amazing to witness. And I know we throw around the phrase, this is life-changing and life-altering, but it really is. These kids really are literally fighting for their lives, and yet they're so happy.
And Elena, who is 3 years old, she also is known as Laney Bug. Loves playing with her.
The question I asked myself at the end of the night was, what did the children teach me? I think I learned from them to be positive. At the end of the day, no moment is promised to anybody. Live your life. Enjoy every single moment. Be present. And in that presence, be happy.
That was awesome.
On the next